So what's the plan?
Well, we kind of did that teaser. We kind of went over the car a little bit, but now we actually need to get serious about building it. So, I guess today we'll just see what we can do about getting a list of parts and making a concrete plan on what we're going to do on this build. In the beginning, I was thinking about doing a 1,000 horsepower monster. And as cool as that sounds, my concern with that is actually going to be making that horsepower usable, because the rear end of this thing is so light. So, I think, we need to build it to where it's got plenty of horsepower and it's fun and it's all those things. At the end of the day, it's not going to be a race car. It's going to be more of an exhibition piece for us to take to shows and, hang out with the customers and stuff like that. And it's really just to kind of show off our tools and our capabilities. So, if we end up in that 800, 850 horsepower, in a 3,000 pound car with a light rear end, I think it's going to be very spirited and very fun. I think that's probably more than enough. And it saves us from having to do a few other things as well. As you get, you getting closer to that 1,000 horsepower range, we got to change a lot more differentials and stuff like that. So I don't know. Let's take a look and see. Engine wise, we know that we want to put a power adder on it, and I'm pretty much sold on Pro Charger. I think, although we want to do a lot of things with this, I think we're probably going to spend more time on a straight track at higher RPMs. So I think the benefit with higher horsepower out of a Pro Charger in the upper RPM range for our application is going to be better than a root style that's going to give you more low end torque. So we definitely need to get a Pro Charger coming. We need to make a decision on what series Pro Charger that's going to be. My experience with those guys is they do a great job, and customer service is fantastic. So that's intercooler. We need to decide whether we're going to do the intake or not. This intake actually, for a stock intake, actually flows pretty well. And I think, if we're not going for that 1,000 horsepower monster, I think we can probably get away with the intake that we have. We're likely going to have to upgrade some of this ignition, and when I was driving the car, I noticed a slight miss. Not enough to turn the check engine light on, just a little bit of a stumble. So upgrading ignition, we're definitely going to have to upgrade the fuel system. Tuning wise, we're probably going to use HP tuners. We're going to have to, I'll have to do some checking, but I believe that they've got the software to actually program the fuel pump module, so we can get a little more voltage out of that. Change the supply with putting the supercharger on there. We're going to need to increase fuel delivery, higher flow injectors. I did some checking on exhaust, and there's some really good options out there. I think I'm pretty sold. It's one of those things, you watch a YouTube video and you're trying to hear some sound, and I'm looking for the right sound, not just, opening up the exhaust. Oh. Hey, man.
What are you doing, boy?
Just living a dream, brother. How about you?
Always the same.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Hang on. Let me try this. Can you see me now?
I can see you now.
No, I'm just sitting here with Bill.
Into an iPhone.
You know, Apple pissed me off.
Got a serious question. I called for a reason.
Okay.
How's the UTE coming?
Man, it's almost done.
What do you mean almost? I mean, so you come up next week, go play with us?
Might need longer than a week, but yeah, we're close.
Well, I mean, that doesn't give me an answer. I got stuff coming up, and I'd love to include you. Are you thinking within a month?
Sure, I can have it done within a month.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, I love it then. So I'll give you almost two then. I got an event coming up in November, and it's called the Southeast Street-n-yeet. You need to be there. Did you get a hold of Sergio Pro Charger?
I did. Yep, talked about some options for the vehicle. We're probably going to go with a D series, is what I'm thinking. That way, as I build the car, I can kind of throw whatever boost I want at it, you know, just changing pulleys and such.
Nice. You gonna run it on E85? You gonna run it on pump gas? What are you running it on?
You know, probably pump gas. E85 is hard to get around here. So I'd love to do it E85 because the car came, you know, ready to run E85. So I wouldn't have to change a whole lot. The issue was actually finding the fuel.
Nice. All right. Well, if you need to, I can just send you 55 gallons at a time. Tell my guy to send it up there.
It's a beautiful thing. It helps to know a guy.
Listen, in all seriousness, you know, Braden has been playing hard in the Ranchero, and we've been getting him at the racetrack, and Devin over Devin Vanderhoof, who does all our wiring and that kind of stuff, is throwing an event with John Sears. I think it's actually Devin's event, but John's helping him, and you know John. But we're going to do this Street-n-yeet. It's a drag and drive, so you have to drive the car to the racetrack, make a few laps, drive it to the next racetrack, drive it to the next racetrack. So it takes 4 days. It's 3 tracks. You race one track twice, so you're actually doing 4 days of drag racing. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, Ashley's going, Jason's going, John Sears is bringing a 70 Chevelle wagon. Man, imagine a UTE in there. I'm going to build the Pontiac. I'm not bringing none of my fast stuff, so you guys have a chance to keep up. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this event. And it's 4 days. I mean, it's legitimately 4 days of drag racing in 400 miles. It'll be a ride. So.
Hell yeah, I'm in, man. That sounds like fun.
I think it'll be fun. I think what we do is now they don't allow you to trailer anything, so you got stops along the way. So whatever you can carry. So I think what we do is put one of our SP toolboxes together, whether you do it or I do it. I've got a couple bad ones. And we, you know, between all of us, one good set of tools will do it. I think it'd be fun. I think it'll be good. I think we document you finishing up building your UTE. I'll finish, you know, well, we haven't started. I'm just gathering parts. We're going to start building a Pontiac now. We're going to put a Nesbitt in it, a little bit of nitrous. It should be a little animal. I don't know if it'll keep up with your little Pro Charger, but we'll try. Driver. So.
Is that what it is? So if I win, it was the driver?
That's right. If you win, it was the driver. And I'm willing to lay a little skin on the game if you want to do that, because you're going to have all the power. You're going to have all the power. You know, dude, I got a signed dollar bill that I would love to donate to your office wall if you think you're man enough to take it from me.
Hell yeah, I'm in. And I'll sign one in reverse.
Well, just go ahead and get it signed and get it framed up. It'd look good on my wall.
Now, can I write whatever I want on the frame? Sounds like a plan.
So let's do that. If you're going to do that, it's November 10th and the 13th. Think about that, and let's think about a tool package you bring. Just basic. I'm thinking 3/8. I wouldn't take no quarter, no half, no big stuff.
Yep.
We don't. Basic. All of us are bringing really decent, good running cars.
So when you say no trailer, that's like no trailer to carry tents and such?
No. So that's why I'm glad you're bringing the UTE. Why do you think I'm calling you? Between you and Brady, I'm gonna ranch.
we got a ranchero and and John's got a wagon. So sounds like we're cheating out of the gate.
But I will tell you this, the rules of the race. So like, if you're going to bring extra tires, you have to carry them. I can't carry your tires, you can't carry me an extra set. Same thing with fuel, same thing with... So I got Maxima coming as well, Maxima Oil Racing, Racing Oils. They're coming, so they're going to have a little tent with them in their van. They're setting up as a display item. I figure we'll bring a Toymaker tent, Braden's, a little, you know, our little pop-up tent. You bring an SB tool tent. That way we get to the racetrack, at least we're in the shade. So yeah. I'm going to start hotel rooms. I tell you what, hotel rooms are going to stay along the path. And I think they've already got the layout of the race where we have to run from racetrack to racetrack. That's more important than the racing. And then you have to stop at certain points, take videos and pictures to prove you were there. So
hopefully watering holes.
Yeah, and there's people already posting that they're gonna have water set up and drinks set up, and you can stop by. People asking us to stop by. So I'm excited. There should be, I think there's 100 paid entries, and there's 40 or 50 industry people that they've invited as well. And it's going to be, I think Motion Works is sponsoring the whole deal. I think there's a bunch of people standing behind the event, so it should be a great event.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting the UTE out there and you know, being a unique piece like that. It should be fun. You know, should be pretty quick.
And you're going to wrap it like the rendering as well?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. I'm back, you know, I'm back and forth. I was almost like kind of just straight black and white, you know, type. Not a lot of color, just a few color accents. So also want to get, you know, some layouts of, you know, where we put logos and stuff like that. Like to incorporate the Toymaker's logo in there somehow. Yeah.
It's just such a great photo op because they advertise where the route's going to go, or the route, if you will. People sit up lawn chairs and watch you drive by, and everybody's, you know, we're bringing a bunch of cameras. I know you'll bring a bunch of cameras. And I don't know what just happened there, but
I lost your video feed. I still got your audio though.
Trying to get back to it. That was Donnie, my sticker guy, calling in. So, but yeah, so people sit up lawn chairs. It's just a great photo op everywhere. So we're going to be changing oil on the way. I think it's a great avenue for both of us to show the tools, to show my oil sponsors, to show, you know, I'll be running nitrous. And to be honest, you ought to think about that too, getting a hold of David, maybe spraying a little nitrous. If you're going to run it on gas and you have any heating problems, you know, you spray a little nitrous with it and it'll cool the charge. It'll add a bunch of horsepower. But cooling the intake charge will help the car run too. So
I was going to put a methanol kit in it. You think nitrous instead of methanol, or?
You know, talk to David. That's his specialty. I never try to. I think I know what I know, but who knows? You know, it's. I like boost and juice. You spray a little bit of nitrous on top of it. You can put a 50-shot, gain all kinds of horsepower. You don't gain 50, you might gain 150. So, in the big scheme of things, I don't know enough about that setup to tell you. I've heard both sides. I'd call David Vassar and just say, hey, you know, going to run a D. He does, you know, Stitches runs on a Pro Charger and nitrous.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got a Pro Charger on Stitch. So, and he runs a bunch of nitrous. So, talk to him about it. He actually is the guy that came up with the boost and juice class. So, now, it's just, to me, it's some of the, like turbo classes, we use nitrous to cool the car, cool the intake charge. I don't know how it acts with Pro Charger. I would imagine it just adds power. So, but I like nitrous, so it's my friend.
Okay.
So, I'd huff it if they let me.
Well, they will. I advise against it.
I'm good.
That might help me. You know, I could mount everything in the bed, which would help me with weight. That's one of my concerns, is the rear end of this thing is so light. I was just talking to Bill. You know, the plan originally was to throw 1,000 horsepower at this and see what happens, and I just don't think that I can make that usable in this car.
Let me tell you a secret, and that's a myth of putting weight in it to help you. Okay? That's wrong. That'll slow you down. Go get some Vikings. They're inexpensive. Put Vikings all the way around the vehicle. Get the car to work. Get the suspension to work. Okay? So it transfers weight to the rear tires or plants the rear tires. But you need to put it on scales. If you don't have a set, I have a set you can borrow. But get the car on scale. See what you are front to back weight. Don't make the car heavy. Just get the suspension to work properly. So, like I'm putting some Vikings on. They're inexpensive. We're doing this whole Pontiac, and it ain't gonna hook. I got, so put some Vikings on and get the suspension to work right. Get it to plant the tire. Get a good rear tire. I'm gonna run some 275 Pros on it. That way, they're gonna stick. And that's the key. Is now the old days we didn't have tires, we didn't have suspension. You used to throw weight in the back end. Them days are long gone, Lee. Don't think about weight.
Am I showing my age, man?
Yes. And dude, listen, we've all done it. But really, truly, put some good Vikings on it, get the suspension to work properly, and a good rear tire. And I like that Mickey Thompson Pro. You're not gonna, especially at these tracks, it's gonna be hooked.
Okay.
And don't worry about it. Make the car as light as you can make it, everywhere you can make it.
Okay.
So, all right.
Sounds good, brother.
Look, let's touch base. Let me know how the build goes.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
See
buddy.
you.
Good seeing you.
See you. Bye. Well, so that wasn't 100% accurate on the "it's almost done."
Fibbed a little.
Well, we haven't ordered any parts.
Okay.
So apparently, we're gonna make some people happy today. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Sergio and go ahead and pull the trigger on the Pro Charger. I guess I'm gonna go with the Varex exhaust system. That's the one before he called in. That's what I was talking about. They have a electronically controlled baffle, or valve. And so I can go basically straight pipe, super loud, but I can also tone it down if the noise, I don't think the noise will ever actually bother me. But if it did, cruising down the road, if we're going to do this race and it's driving from track to track, I don't know that I'm going to want to hear that noise for 50 or 60 miles. So I think I am going to go with the Varex system. I want to open it up. This has got 2.5-inch exhaust on it. So I think I want to do 3-inch exhaust, and I definitely want to do the headers. So we'll have some good flow all the way down. That'll help horsepower. This has active fuel management, so if we go, it's going to have that drone noise coming from the exhaust unless we get rid of that. We need to get rid of it anyway, so I need to do a AFM delete, which is going to require changing lifters. If I'm going to go that far, might as well put a cam in it that'll give a little bit more power and a little bit better sound. It was really hard, to be honest with you, it was really hard to find application stuff for this vehicle, and more importantly, it was really hard to find people that were willing to work with me. All of the calls that I've made or emails that I've sent and all the research that I've been trying to do this build, most people have just blown me off. And you would think that being, race enthusiasts and everything else, that these guys would be all about doing something unique, but Adam called a tuner shop, a local, I'm not going to use the name, but he called a local tuning shop because HP Tuners VCM is on back order. So at least for the initial tune, after we get everything built, I was going to take it over there and at least put it on their dyno and then fine tune it at the track or out on the road. But when he called, they said, yeah, you're going to have to find a European specialist to tune that. And Adam was like, it's GM. Holden is the Australian arm of GM. It's a GM 6-liter LS motor.
So Adam called the sales prevention department.
Yes, he called the sales prevention team at the local tuning shop, and I think that's the only one in Baldwin County, Alabama. So you guys can find the name of that shop if you so desire. So anyway, that kind of puts us back to we're going to have to street tune this thing. HP Tuners is on back order. Hopefully that comes in time, because I think I just made a commitment that I wasn't exactly 100%.
So we ramped up 6 months of a build to what is it now?
So the plan was to have this thing, you know, done somewhere around January. It was going to take some time, do it over the Christmas break, and you know, when I could actually, theoretically when we slow down and we could get some good filming in, but man, shit. November? Okay. And he said the 10th, right? Isn't that what he said? November 10th or the 11th or something?
11th. Okay.
Well, that's really the 9th or the 10th, because I think this thing's up by him. Need to find out where the track is, because we're going to have to get up there,
Right.
and so we have to have, you know, travel time. I haven't even bought a trailer for this damn thing yet. So we're going to speed up 6 months worth of build in 6 weeks, and hope that we don't break anything when we take it out for its inaugural run. That's going to be the inaugural run. Watch me put this thing into a wall or something. We got to get the wrap done.
Right.
What else we got going on, Bill?
Tires? Gotta work
And
tires?
not just the build. Don't we have stuff coming up? Don't we have shows and stuff coming up?
Oh yeah.
Shit. So
We got
next week is I'm in Italy with Texa.
right.
Following week I'm in Germany at Automechanica.
Paint a picture. So you got about
I think I got a week at the end of the month,
right.
and then don't we have a show every week in October?
You got Medco,
Medco's coming up,
and then you got Apex SEMA.
and some small stuff in between.
Yep. Some other events, yep.
So we're going to take a 6 month build, condense it into 6 weeks with 2 weeks worth of working time. And I need to pull this engine. So at bare minimum, if I'm going to put the Pro Charger and stuff on it, bare minimum, I've got to do the AFM delete, change the lifters, rockers, need to beef up the rockers. I'm going that deep, I may as well put pistons and rods in there. And if I'm throwing that kind of horsepower at it, I'm going to have to put a clutch in it. Hopefully the transmission holds up, because I don't think we've got time to do the transmission. Hopefully the drive shaft and hopefully the rear end hold up to whatever we throw at it. We have to do the exhaust, and we've got to do the suspension. I think we can do it.
You can do it, I'll film it, but I think you're going to need some help. So I may call upon, it's worth noting, to assist you in this endeavor.
It would be my honor and privilege to work with Mr. Jacob again. Yeah.
You're going to need them.
We might even get Crazy Ray over here. He's got a set of scales. When we do the suspension, we're definitely going to have to get this on the scales and get it set up. I guess we need to get busy and order some parts, man.
You've outdone yourself.
Yeah. Nothing like putting pressure on yourself to get the job done.
That's right.
To be fair, we have been goofing off with this for several months now, and haven't done anything with it, and that's completely our fault. Get busy being busy and all. So
Maybe David calling is what we needed to kickstart this and get it on the road.
yeah, I wonder if he did that shit on purpose.
I'm almost certain of it.
All right, did you call him and say, hey man, I think Lee needs a little bit of motivation to get going. He's dragging his feet on this, because he started with the how's the UTE build coming.
Right.
He led with that, almost as if he knew I hadn't done anything to this car. So, all right, well, man, let's get it done. We got a time crunch.